Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, or QNT. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Now, as we are seeing a lot of altcoins break out throughout this market, I want to really kind of put a spotlight on QNT, because I just don't think a lot of individuals are really kind of paying attention to, Quant. I think that when we're talking about Quant and what it's really kind of delivering on, not only in, terms of the technology, but what they're really kind of, already focused on and, being utilized for. I think it's such a major stepping stone in terms of a crypto asset, or crypto network, I should say, to really kind of be taking the wheel behind interoperability between the legacy systems and digital systems. But right now, I want to put a spotlight on QNT, just not only because of that, but also because of its chart. You guys might be wondering, like, what am I even talking about? Well, let's actually address it. So first off, I've been talking to you guys about Zilliqa for a while now, over the last couple days, and even going back as far as like January. I told you guys to keep a close eye out on it, because in terms of the chart for QNT, Zilliqa was also playing a huge, pivotal role in this massive downward trend until it did finally break out. Same with QNT though, we're in this massive downward trend. We're still seeing massive accumulation of this asset, continuing on with, new and, more and more holders regarding, new active addresses, if you will. But ultimately, we're still seeing that nice sideways trading that ultimately leads to a massive breakout event. But I want to really kind of put a spotlight on ZIL for a second. So shout out to Blockchain Backer for this, but we do see Zilliqa is doing precisely what we've been discussing for altcoin seasons. We've compared the structures happening in altcoins and showed how the same thing occurred in 2017. I'm not saying to buy ZIL. It's up 500% in a week. The ship is sailed, showing this similarity. So here we have ZIL, right? So we have this massive downward trend. All right, and then we kind of get bottomed out a little bit, followed by sideways trading, and then we have this massive breakout event. And here is Sia Coin. This goes back in time to 2017, 2018, down this massive, almost 85%. Again, sideways trading a little bit, massive breakout event. Similar to QNT right now, right? Check this chart out. So not only, if we go to the top of the all-time high, to the bottom structure down here, this thing was down 80%. Okay? Then, here we are, trading sideways, starting to have this breakout event. Nothing too crazy. I think our breakout event will be a break above this $155 range. But that breakout event could send us soaring. I mean, we're talking about like easily $1,000 plus per QNT. But I would say that we are very close to that point. I think that when we're talking about the current market view and the structure that we are in with a lot of altcoins, is they're all tightening on the chart between a significant resistance and support zone. Our support zone right now on QNT, is around that same sort of demand zone going back to the summertime at currently roughly $131. But this is definitely what we are watching for. We're watching for these, repetitions to happen throughout the entire altcoin market. And I would say that when we are talking about QNT, like I told you guys about ZIL so many times. I was talking to you guys about ZIL back in January. I was talking about it in February. I even talked about it in this month as well, in the beginning of this month. I told you guys to keep a close eye out on a lot of these altcoins that are in the massive slums. Like these are, in a massive downward trend. There's sideways momentum at like bottom digit figures. I mean, this came down to levels that we've seen all the way back in July of 2021. I was talking to you guys about Zilliqa, and I was saying, definitely keep a close eye out on a lot of these altcoins that nobody's talking about. And now we're kind of looking for a pullback on ZIL to see if it's gonna go and break that all-time high and go into price discovery. But again, this was at levels that we were not seeing since December of 2020. Similar to the structure of QNT, this is basically where we are headed. We are headed for a massive breakout event to retest $400. And at our current price, I mean, that's, over a 2x from our current price. So again, like I still think that there's a ton of ROI to be made in this market. And there's a ton of altcoins that, and I know a lot of individuals are going to scold me for saying this in the comments, but there's actually a lot of assets in the space that are going to deliver better ROI than QNT. So I'm not telling you guys, hey, go out and buy QNT over any other asset. I'm just saying it doesn't hurt to have QNT in your portfolio, especially when you're looking at the long term. Like I would say like QNT as a token is probably one of the safest long-term bets within this market in terms of an actual true and proven use case that is already being utilized. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about something pretty significant. So let's talk about this new Fed digital dollar that handles 1.7 million transactions per second. So the Fed designs digital dollar that handles 1.7 million transactions per second. Probably nothing, but I'm loading QNT every week just in case. Fed designs digital dollar that handles 1.7 million transactions per second. Now, the funny thing about this is that we do see QNT partners. MIT works with the Fed, Canada plus England on a CBDC. Pretty much clear cut and connections right to MIT with the Fed. SDX works with the Swiss National Bank plus the BIS on a Swiss CBDC. SIA works with the Bank of Italy on a digital I believe that this is the digital euro. Yes. Nexi works with the ECB on a digital euro as well. Ripple plus QNT founded the Digital Pound Foundation. I always confuse the euro with the pound symbol. It's a very bad habit of mine. But again, when we are talking about all of these major connections that QNT already has, like these are already true and proven partnerships. I mean, like honestly, when we're talking about Quant and what they are designing here, this is 100% necessary and needed in pretty much all of these major, markets, specifically regarding cross-border payments. We're talking more so about the innovation of CBDCs. Like, this is, at the end of the day, what we should all be watching for. Things that are proven, things are that, that are here. This is such a major innovation within this area, especially in terms of interoperability, and nobody's really recognizing it. Just because of course, the price. It's down 80%, right? Now, also, I want you guys to pay attention to other things as well. So, I mentioned yesterday, or it was the day before yesterday, where I was talking more so about wholesale CBDCs and retail CBDCs. I absolutely hate retail CBDCs. I do not support them. I don't think that retail CBDCs are needed. Wholesale, on the other hand, is something that I'm really kind of watching for. Now, I do see a major question coming up all the time. First off, I see the idea on, hey, QNT, or Quant, I should say, is a massive scam. They have nothing proven. There's nothing, there's no information on it. But there is, okay? There's 100% proven information on Quant working with these major names. And whenever I say, QNT has the potential to hit some high digit figures, everyone always brings up the idea of speculation, it's hopium. The same was said many times in the past, especially even regarding Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin's comical because when we talk about Bitcoin as a network, yeah, is it a network 100%, but is it really kind of proven in the idea on it's so much decentralized, it's, this, that? No. It's a speculative store of value. That's basically it. Quant has 33% less supply and is doing absolute massive things within the interoperability scene, within the legacy and digital area. I think that this is going to have such a massive ROI long term. I think that this is going to be looked back on as, Bitcoin basically was back in 2010 to around like 2013, 14, and even 17 and 18. Now we do see here, what about the people like A. Pompliano and Dan Held that are trying to kill the concept of CBDCs? Don't you think that will affect Quant? We do see Gilbert likes Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will perfectly exist with CBDCs wholesale. Quant doesn't really care what payment rails get chosen. Bitcoin, XRP, CBDCs, it just gives options. QNT is here to connect the El Salvador's, to other government DOT activities like on LAC chain. Now, I want to actually mention a few things here. So first off, when these Bitcoin maxis talk about specific things like, hey, let's kill CBDCs, it's such an illogical, sort of statement. I don't like retail CBDCs. I've mentioned this. Wholesale is totally fine. Wholesale is just banks, right, and financial institutions. Now, when we talk about CBDCs, if they, never come to fruition, that's totally fine. It doesn't really bother me too much. We still will have a digital era of money and finance. we are shifting rapidly into a digital age of finance in general. So whatever digital product does get released, digital dollar, CBDC, whatever, does not matter what it is, we are moving towards that day. That day will still need, at the end of the day, interoperability. So I'm focused on Quant entirely because we already know it's proven here, right? QNT is at the core of LAC Chain, a monstrous continental blockchain network which is based on Hyperledger Basu. Took 3 years to build with 60 partners, a community of 700 entities, 50 different blockchain-related projects loading, land, dollar, 12 countries, identity, and more. Okay, and this is something that's already proven. This is something that's already confirmed. This is where we are really kind of focusing our shift of attention to. Isn't speculation, not, hopium, not, just information that's just kind of thrown out there by individuals. Like, these are people who are actually talking. These are people that are, proving the idea on, hey, we're building out incredible innovation within the financial area. And of course, guess what? This is technology that is 100% needed. Similar to, all the fundamental things that help run a vehicle, Quant essentially is the connections that will power that vehicle. Being able to, move money, transact it within messaging formats that are completely different within, of course, networks, more so even the legacy and the digital, networks, that is something massive. So again, when we are talking about things that are rapidly, changing in terms of finance, interoperability is going to be one specific thing that is going to 100% be needed at all times in all of these major markets, specifically even finance, specifically even healthcare. Like, again, it's not just all about money. It's not just all about banks. It's about almost everything. The Internet of Things will 100% need interoperability as well. It just helps streamline things. It helps efficiencies be proven. I talk to you guys about Quant on a daily basis, similar to what I did talk about in terms of ZIL, because the future isn't, hey, let's hype this coin up all the way to, $10,000. No, this coin will reach those price figures just by not only demand of the Overledger network alone, but also because this is something that is necessary. It is a necessity in terms of the digital revolution of finance. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.